Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, we are going to do quadratic equations once again. Yes, we have done it before, and previously, when we were dealing with the quadratic equations, we solved quadratic equations by using midterm breaking method. We use identities, okay, and we got the solution to the quadratic equations. And I'll drop that link also in the description, what we have done it before. Now today we will deal quadratic equation with a different approach. So let's start. Okay, the quadratic equations which we were doing previously were of the form like this: ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This was the form which we used previously. Now, the method which we are going to use now is known as by completing square. Okay, so by completing square, we are going to solve the quadratic equation now, and we are going to get the solution for the quadratic equations. Now, for this, what form we are going to have? It will be in the form of like this: x plus a square is equal to b. This is the form which we are going to have now, and this was we have done it previously. Now this form we are going to use now for completing square method. Okay, let's take an example, and with that example the things will be more clear what we are going to do with this sort of a method. Okay, now suppose we have example x plus 7 square is equal to 100. Okay, now you can see here that this part left hand side is in the form x plus a square, right? But this is a number, but not in a square form, but it is just like this: is equal to b, okay, is equal to 100. But to solve it, we need both the side in the squared form. So what are we going to do? Okay, now left hand side and the right hand side both are in the squared form, right? Now when they are both in the squared form, now it's pretty simple. What are we going to do? We're going to take a square root of both the sides. Applying so it will be like this. Okay, so after applying square root, what are we going to get? We're going to get x plus 7 is equal to plus minus 10. Of course, because square of a negative number and square of a positive number is going to do the same, so that is why plus minus. So x is equal to 10 minus 7, or x is equal to minus 10 minus 7. So these are the two solutions. So what are we going to get here? 3, and here minus 17. So this is the solution. Okay, and to confirm it, you can solve the same thing. Apply here the identity a plus b whole square, and then solve it by using midterm breaking, and then you're going to get the same solution. With that, if you do that thing, you'll be sure that whatever method we are going to use, the result is going to be the same. Okay, do that. Okay, let's take another example. So this is our second example. 7 minus 3x. Okay, it is in the form of x plus a whole square, but it is not necessary that always we are going to have a plus, but that form is same. Instead of here, minus 3x is representing actually a. Okay. So left hand side is in squared form, right hand side we have 9 or 16, and we know that 9 and 16 are the square of some numbers, so we can have a square form on both the sides. So it will be like this: 7 minus 3x square, 3 square over 4 square. Okay, we have square terms on both the sides. Now applying square root. So what are we going to have here now? Okay. So we have here minus 3x is equal to 3 over 4, and we are going to do some manipulation, and with that we're going to get the value for the x. So we can write it like this: 7, and this is plus minus, sorry. We can write it like this: 7 plus 3 over 4 is equal to 3x. 7 minus 3 over 4 equals 3x. Okay? Because there are two values. Now I'm going to solve this one. I'm going to have here, okay, 31 over 4 is equal to 3x. 4 7s are 28, and plus 3, 31. Okay, and this 3 comes to the other side, so 31 over 12 is equal to x. It means that x is equal to 2 7 over 12. So this is our one solution, and we can get another one from the other expression, other equation. Okay, so this was when we have square terms on both the sides. Let's take an example, another example, and see how we are going to deal with the completing square in that case. Okay, this is my next example, and do I have that x plus a square is equal to b form? No, I don't have that. So let's take minus 1 to the other side. So I have here x square minus x is equal to 1. Now still this is b, but this is not x plus a whole square, right? So still I don't have, because this is one term is squared, another is not. So I don't have that form. So what are we going to do with that, with this term? So to have the proper squared thing, for that I'm going to use an identity to make it a squared term, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a minus b whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay, I'm going to use this because I know if I have here x square, okay, I have here minus x, but I don't have this plus b square here. I'm going to introduce this plus b square thing to get this thing. If I get this thing, I'll have the form which I need. Okay, so x square, this is already there, minus 2 into x, but we have here minus x. It means that I have to multiply it with something to get back this minus x, so into 1 over 2. Okay, so this thing becomes minus x. Now if I'm multiplying this with 1 over 2, it means that this b is basically 1 over 2, because this thing says that minus 2 into a is x and this thing is b. Okay, so and plus 1 over 2 square. Now I have introduced this thing, so I'll be subtracting this also. Minus 1 over 2 square is equal to 1. Okay? I introduced something, so I subtracted something. So it's perfectly okay. If I'm adding something and subtracting as well, so it's perfectly okay. So this thing is what I wanted. X square minus x plus 1 over 2 x square. Okay? Or you can, if you want, you can write it like this: 1 over 4 is equal to 1 plus 1 over 4. I have taken this to the other side. Now this thing is x, because this is minus, so minus 1 over 2 square, and this becomes 5 over 4. Now let's make square on both the sides. What are we going to do now here? X minus 1 over 2 square is equal to okay. I have taken square root of this and squared it. So what I'm going to get? 5. Okay. Now applying the square root and okay, I have here this. And then x is equal to plus minus 5 over 2 plus 1 over 2. And then we can further simplify it, and we'll have our both values. Okay, I think you got the idea how we are dealing with the quadratic equations by completing square. Okay, so after this, what are we going to do is we are going to have the quadratic formula, and we're going to see how, with using this equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, how we are going to get a quadratic formula from this, and we'll apply that formula. We'll do that in the next session. Thank you.